You are listening to the Cattle Call podcast. This is the place where computer-aided design and drafting meets humor and practicality, with a touch of business acumen thrown in for fun. Jim and Rocco, the owners of ZenTech Consultants, the premier U.S. technology consulting firm for architecture, engineering, construction, and manufacturing, discuss the fascinating world of CAD with some humor and some honesty. The Cattle Call podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Cattle Call podcast with Jim and Rocco from ZenTech Consultants. I am Jim, your fun and entertaining host, and with me, as always, is my partner,
Rocco, and I'm more fun than he is. Don't believe him.
No, you know what makes me more fun? I know, man. You know what? I tell the engineering joke of the week, and that's what makes me the fun host. Sorry, Rocco, you ready? So I overheard two engineers talking in a bar, and one of them asked, I wonder if the person who invented the drawing board got it right the first time. Huh? Come on, that's a good joke. that's like a classic dad joke. That's perfect stuff.
Oh, boy.
Just terrible. The worse they are, the more I like them. It's an awful thing. Oh, all right, folks. So on today's show, I want to talk about construction estimating. And in particular, I want to talk about using predefined sets of tools in Bluebeam Revu to automate not just the quantity takeoff side of things, but cost and labor estimating as well. And to that end, I'm going to talk in general about some, out of the box Bluebeam tools that you can use. But I am going to focus on a set of tools that we've developed and sell right here in-house at ZenTech. So I'm going to warn everybody up front that today's show is going to be a little bit less, quote-unquote sales agnostic than we usually shoot for. Mainly, not even just for sale purposes, but mainly because, as far as I know, ZenTech is really the only company that is offering tools like this, right? That will run right inside of your current Bluebeam system. And we call these our ZenEstimate tools. In case you guys hadn't noticed, we kind of have a naming theme running here at ZenTech. The ZenEstimate tools are available for purchase off of our website right now, even as you're listening to this podcast. So go and look at those. Rocco, I'm going to get into details about, what Bluebeam can do for estimating in just a minute. But in general, what are the interest level of folks who are wanting to use Revu as their primary estimating system? We see a lot of folks in that vein.
Yeah, we do. We see a ton, and from everybody from your small GC up to your large, building product manufacturer. Bluebeam is a great product, and it's not only a tool for takeoff and estimating, but as you guys know, it's a real powerful tool from the markup and collaboration standpoint. And a big factor is that it's very affordable. It's you're not looking at thousands of dollars, for a license or to use a license for a year. So definitely a lot of folks come to us with interest in learning and training and buying Bluebeam and with interest in our tools.
Okay. Yeah, no, so I mean, you're absolutely right. Bluebeam is it's a massively used program in the construction world. We all use it for, like Rocco was saying, for markups and as-builts. And, a lot of us even know how to use it for quick measurements so we can get, lengths and areas and so on. But I'm always kind of surprised at how many people who use Bluebeam all the time that don't even understand that Bluebeam is a fully functional quantity takeoff and estimating system. Look, right out of the box, the day you install it, Bluebeam will let you run, you do counts of objects, linear measurements, areas, and volumes on literally anything that is shown in your construction documents. And it's way more powerful in this arena, I think, than most people understand. I find that even when people are using some of these estimating tools and processes, they really don't even know the full capacity of what Bluebeam can do in that vein. The key, I think, to everything here is it's developing tool chests, right, with intelligent, reusable data properties that you can apply across multiple projects. In other words, right? If you're doing, concrete floors, that's what you do, and you want to, build a volume tool that will calculate, the cubic yardage of concrete for a 6-inch, 1500 psi pour, right? Just by outlining the floor on your plan, right? You build that tool, it's got that data built into it, and then that tool can be used on every floor for every project that you ever work on by you and by everyone else in your company, right? It becomes a reusable, custom tool. And I think it would seem more important here, though, is that the resulting cubic yardage, all right, from that quantity takeoff, you can do things like start to add in waste factors, right, and then multiply it by unit price, and then combine it with taxes, and then add in labor rates, so that you can start to get numbers for the full estimate right inside of Bluebeam in real time. Look, with Bluebeam, you can even build drop-down lists, all right, where you can choose the make, the model, the color, or any other option that you need. And Bluebeam can change the pricing, the cost instantly for each different choice that you make from those drop-downs. And all of these results that we're talking about here, all of this kind of metadata, it's tied directly to that on-screen takeoff object, right? Our outlined floor. So that when the size or the shape of the room changes with revisions or just construction alterations, you adjust it on screen using the standard Bluebeam tools to stretch it and add bend points and control points that we all know, all right, we all use all the time. And as soon as you do that, the estimates and the numbers and the formulas and the calculations all just change without you having to do a thing or go back and recalculate or rekey in anything. Which, the whole concept is just brilliant. So Rocco, right? You talk with people after they shift to Bluebeam for takeoff and estimating. What's kind of the feedback on how it stacks up against other, really popular, QTO systems like, PlanGrid or on-screen takeoff?
Yeah, the competition is, they find it more just more difficult to work with, and again, the fact that Bluebeam integrates, markup and takeoff and estimating and collaboration all in one, is a big selling point. We were just talking just before the podcast about the benefit of having one integrated system, so. Yeah. So there's benefits there. That's not to say that the competition doesn't have good tools. We didn't even mention PlanSwift. Yeah. So there are definitely good tools out there, but having one affordable integrated tool that's going to work for you is hugely important.
Yeah. So I think the key to all of this is the development of the Bluebeam tool sets, right? And honestly, this is something that you can potentially do on your own. But to be honest, it's not crazy hard, but it can be very time consuming to do. Look, we train people on the basics of tool set creation in our, regular Bluebeam for takeoff and estimating class. And we even offer full-blown services around, developing tools specifically for our clients' needs. Here at ZenEstimate, we have just done an absolute ton of this kind of work for some of the largest building product manufacturers in the world. I mean, honestly, look, if you run across a website that has downloadable review tools, from one of your suppliers, chances are that ZenTech built those. It's really one of our specialties. We're widely known for it. But the reality of this whole process is that either you need to invest a lot of time or some money up front to kind of get the efficiency and reliable results that you really need for your estimating system. And now look, while we love working on these large customization projects for Bluebeam, we do realize that not everybody can afford that level of investment. Right? And to that end, we have done two things. First is our custom Bluebeam Tools Kickstart program, which I'm going to have Rocco explain to you guys in a minute. And the second is our ZenEstimate tools, right, which we're talking about here today, which are pre-built industry-specific tools that will help you handle detailed material and labor estimates for trades like structural steel and HVAC work, with more of those coming soon. So Rocco, man, let's wake you up and do some work, right? For once, let's put you to work. You explain to the people what our Kickstart program is, what it costs, and where they get details on it.
All right. I guess I'll do something here. Well, the custom toolkit Kickstart program runs $29.95. That's $2,995, and we find that with a good number of customers, it's a good proof of concept for larger projects. It really helps customers to convince management that this is the way to go, that this works and it's effective for them. And it includes, we sit down with you for an hour and really talk through the project so that everybody's on the same page. You fill out the documentation that we need to have filled out. It includes one custom profile that you're able to deploy across your network so that folks are able to, everybody in your team could use the tools. It's 5 custom tools, up to 30 custom symbols, 5 custom columns. And what am I missing there, Jim? I mean, we take care of the layers for you as well.
Everything will be layered and everything. And it's really, like I said, it's just 30 custom symbols. Think of it like that, with, up to 5 properties per symbol for things like make, model, cost, size, color, whatever it is you need to keep track of on your estimates, right? So it's like Rocco said, it's a great proof of concept. So you get more details on it and see demos of it off of our website. All right, so I tell you what, let's take a quick break to hear from today's sponsor. All right, and on the back half of the show, when we come back, I want to talk specifically about the ZenEstimate tools that we're offering here in detail. All right, so stay tuned, folks. We'll be back in just a minute with more of the Cattle Call Podcast. Today's Cattle Call Podcast is being brought to you by BricsCAD, the latest and greatest CAD software out there on the market today. It's growing by leaps and bounds, and the beauty of it is that BricsCAD allows you to use all of your current drawing files, all of the CAD commands and macros and features and list routines and customizations and configurations that you've already developed, right? Without any transition. Your people can be up and running in BricsCAD in a matter of hours, right? So to help you make that transition here at Zentex, one of the things that we've done is we have actually created a Make the Move to BricsCAD program to help you move from your Autodesk-based platform over into BricsCAD with minimal time and risk and investment. And Rocco is going to tell you all about it. Rocco?
I'm going to tell you all about it. Well, there's a great deal of information that's available right on our website. It's zentechconsultants.net. You can reach out to us at sales@zentechconsultants.net or give us a call, 866-824-4459. But yeah, that's the core idea behind it, Jim. If you're an AutoCAD user and you're looking to make the move to BricsCAD, we're here to help make an easier transition for you. So check us out. Let us know how we can help you.
Perfect answer. BricsCAD, the smartest CAD system on the market today. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Cattle Call Podcast. We're talking about quantity takeoff using Bluebeam Revu. And I wanted to focus on our ZenEstimate tools for this half of the show. So look, as of this recording, whenever you guys are listening to it, we have 2 sets of ZenEstimate tools that are available for purchase off our website right now. We have ZenEstimate Steel and ZenEstimate HVAC. Both of which are available for all versions of Bluebeam Revu 2020 and later up through the most current release. And we always update those, so they'll always be available for the current release. And the idea behind these tools is that they install on your system, all right, and they immediately become available for full use on all of your projects right within your standard Bluebeam screen. They will show up and work just like any other tool set that you guys have worked with in Bluebeam. They're just way smarter and much more powerful than just about anything you guys have seen before. So Rocco, what do our ZenEstimate tools cost, and where do people find them on our website?
Yeah, they're $5.95. We sell them as perpetual licenses, and then we also offer annual maintenance. That's $149 a year per license. And with the annual maintenance, we keep the licenses current so that when a new release comes out, you guys automatically get access to them. And we also include technical support. And you could learn all about them. We've even got some videos up on our website that you can check out right at zentechconsultants.net.
There you go. All right, so I want to talk about each of these tool sets in detail, right? So you guys can get an idea of how good a value we think they are for such a small investment. So let's start with the ZenEstimate Steel, which gives you guys over 2,000 AISC and ASTM symbols that provide for item counts, lengths, area measurements, whatever you need, everything from standard I-beams and channels and welds to base plates and structural railing, and just about everything in between. And these tools for the structural come in 26 separate tool sets, each of which is structured for layer controls. Right? And all of the tools include the part weight, right? Fields for finish and insulation, thickness calculations, and hundreds of other options. Basically ZenEstimate Steel, it lets you count things like connection types, and you can add in call out detail sections and steel marks, and it allows for steel sizes in both beam and column conditions, right? So you can handle the vertical as well. It's a huge set of tools, but what I really like about it is that it ships with 3 separate profiles, right? And each profile lets you work with a group of different functions and columns of data for different types of work. Right? So ZenEstimate Steel has a basic quantity takeoff profile, right? That lets you handle basic takeoff, right? Of the items and beams and columns, etc. And it calculates all of their steel weights for you, right? On a per piece basis and as well as a total shipping weight. Right, so it gives you an idea what you're dealing with in terms of weight, right, for pricing. We also have a paint and insulation profile. And this is kind of unique to us, right, because it lets you actually apply selected finishes, right, to all of your steel members, right, and calculate the volumes for, how much type, sprayed insulation or foam or paint or whatever you have, right, for covering all your members. There's even an installation profile. And the installation profile is really for letting you input your labor costs and material and your installation heights and other variable costs, right? To help you calculate, everything that you can possibly need, I guess, for your structural takeoffs. In my mind, ZenEstimate Steel, it's an immense system that's just crazy easy to use. It's all just point and click and take off right off of the documents, in front of you. So, Rocco, what are the, I guess we'll call them the primary client types, right? What type of client, what industries do we see using ZenEstimate Steel, right? And what's the feedback been from them on the system in general?
Yeah, it's primarily anybody that's doing structural steel work that's looking to take off and estimate structural steel. And, particularly over the past couple of years where the cost of construction materials have been going through the roof. I mean, these are great tools for really helping build accuracy, to that whole takeoff and estimating process. And so I'm not just saying this because there are tools, but I mean, the customers who use these tools absolutely love them. So definitely worth talking to us and checking them out.
Yeah. I mean, I think what I was asking more so than just like folks using structure. I mean, are we seeing that it's installers? Are we seeing that it's GCs? Are they steel fabricators? Do you have an idea like who's really using them, or is it a little bit of all the above?
Yeah, I see a little bit of all the above. Yeah, I mean, okay. What do you see from your perspective and those who you help support? What do you?
Yeah, I actually have been seeing a lot of fabricators, surprisingly, recently. It seems like the ZenEstimate Steel tools finally just came to their attention. We're finally getting through to them, and we've just been seeing a lot of them jumping on board. They really like the idea. So that's where you see that. And for the installation stuff, a lot of the the installers rather, really like that. So they know how much, insulation and paint they're going to need out in the field. All right, so the second big set of ZenEstimate tools, all right, is our ZenEstimate HVAC. This package is actually pretty amazing in terms of its scope. It actually comes with over 4,700, and yeah, you heard that number right, ducts and pipes and controls and valve sizes, all organized into 30 different tool sets that just give you an absolute ton of features to build your estimates with. The ZenEstimate HVAC, it's got ducts of pretty much every shape and format, right? With sizes ranging from 4-inch up to 72-inch, and rectangular and circular and square, and they can all be created both horizontally and vertically, right? So you're allowed for multi-story building calculations. It also includes most standard pipe materials, right? And the sizes that you run across in HVAC work, right? Everything from PVC to PEX and copper and black iron and more. And ZenEstimate HVAC, it also has the ability to count for you all your standard controls and your valves and your grills and your fittings and whatever else you guys need. The HVAC tools also come with two distinct profiles, right? One for, just like the steel does, it comes with a basic quantity takeoff profile, where it calculates, your material weights. But what's great here is that it does it based upon, the length and the material gauge, all right, which you can change and select. Going from an 18 to a 20 gauge will change the weights, obviously. All right, and that's all done by simple drop downs on each piece. ZenEstimate HVAC even lets you calculate the number of pieces that you'll need for a particular run based on whatever stock width you're using to form your ducts from. All right, and the joint types that you guys are going to need. It'll actually calculate all that out for you. And the second profile that we provide is our installation profile. And the installation profile lets you guys do things like input, unit costs, crew rates, related equipment costs, even condition adjustment based on it's 80 feet up in the air kind of thing for all of your pieces. The installation profile will even calculate for you the type, the spacing, and the number of hangers that you're going to need for your layout. All right, so how is that for some power right inside of Bluebeam? So your rocker, kind of the same question, right? Who do we see using ZenEstimate HVAC, and what's been the feedback on it?
Yeah, it's really those who are doing HVAC related work. We get a lot of folks that just do straight plumbing that come to us and with interest. And I can't, unless you disagree with me, Jim, I can't say that it's a pure, plumbing tool.
No, it really does. It's focused more it's got piping and stuff in it, which interests the plumbing guys, but it really is geared more at the moment for the HVAC, and the duct work and the related, fixtures and things that go with that.
Yeah, and that's not to say that we can't help those folks that are doing straight plumbing, and we can certainly build, custom tools. It's just for the sake of the discussion here on the ZenEstimate HVAC tools. They're for HVAC folks.
Yeah.
And same thing. I mean, people love the tools. I mean, it's all about automation, right? And getting it done faster, quicker, better. So the tools prove effective for sure.
Yeah, and the biggest feedback that I usually get from folks, because there are other, dedicated estimating systems out there, and they're not easy to use. They don't work with PDFs. You have to maintain separate licenses, right? Because we all work in Bluebeam. We go back and forth in Bluebeam. Everybody you work with has Bluebeam. Whereas when you got to go out and buy, special HVAC systems and maintain those, it's hard to get it to talk to Bluebeam and get it to talk to Excel and pricing databases. When it's all in Bluebeam, just everybody just loves it. It's one system in one spot. And kind of, what you were saying about the plumbing, right? The ZenEstimate Steel and ZenEstimate HVAC, those are the two systems that we have available right now. But honestly, we have been seeing so much interest in them. We're developing other ZenEstimate systems as we speak. And plumbing is on our radar. But actually, at the moment, we have two of them slated for hopefully, release, about mid-year this year. That will be our ZenEstimate Electrical and our ZenEstimate Site, which just to throw out a little tease right here, we're pretty sure, right, our ZenEstimate Site, we're going to be able to handle cut and fill earthwork calculations from basic 2D PDFs. And we'll keep you guys posted on those as they become available, and do other shows like this to talk about them. One other thing I will throw out here, just to kind of close out today's show, because we're talking about estimating and estimating tools, is that we do also have a number of lightweight estimating tools available that we call our ZenTech Review tools. And we have those for various trades and industries. And these are substantially smaller than our ZenEstimate tools in scope and in price, actually. But they can be really, really useful for, quick takeoffs, and estimates by, subcontractors and installers or GCs who are just looking to quickly verify some numbers. So Rocco, what are the details, I guess, that folks need to know about getting the ZenTech Revu tools?
Yeah, well, they're sold just like our ZenEstimate tools. They're sold as one-time perpetual licenses. They're $99 per license, and they're available for Bluebeam V21 and V20 and V21. I think we could get them for you guys for some of the more current, older releases as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's you can get them right off of our e-store, right at ZenTechConsultants.net.
There you go. All right, folks, we'll stop pitching our internal built tools now. Or at least until the new ones come out, and then we'll do this again. All right, and we'll get out of here so you can all get back to your day. Take it easy, folks. We'll catch you next time on the Cattle Call Podcast. All right, everybody. Today's Cattle Call was brought to you courtesy of ZenTech Consultants. That's Rocco and I. ZenTech Consultants works with design and manufacturing firms to help our clients purchase and implement the software that they need in these complex industries. We provide a single point of contact for clients to buy, develop, and learn the most vital software systems for your specific needs. ZenTech strives to be your trusted technology partner from your initial needs all the way through long-term support and training for your entire staff. So Rocco, why don't you tell them how to reach out to ZenTech?
All right, yeah, you can reach out to us through ZenTechConsultants.net. You can email us at sales@ZenTechConsultants.net, or you can even call us 866-824-4459.
Excellent. We look forward to hearing from you all.